Hello everyone out there in YouTube. It is Brank here again with another video on Star Citizen. And today we're looking at, is today, or close, the right time to jump into getting Star Citizen? And I'm going to make some points for it and some points against it. So if you're interested in learning why you might want to be jumping into getting Star Citizen now as opposed to later, or why you should maybe hold off a little while, go ahead and watch this video. One of the things that I kind of have gone over in a couple of my other videos is, the ships and some of the things that you're going to be looking at doing in Star Citizen. Right now, the game is still in alpha, and as I've mentioned before, and as a lot of people have mentioned, the game is I think still pretty early. We're probably about halfway through the alpha cycle, which means we're probably going to be about a year at least before we even start to see a beta version of this game, which means after that you're probably looking at another 6 months. So even on a really generous timeline, we're at least looking for about a year and a half to 2 years out before the full actual game is released. So you do have time, which is one of the points I think kind of against maybe getting the game right now, is you might want to hold off if it's not something that you're really interested in, and it's not something that you kind of have an eye on already. It might be a good idea to just wait. There's absolutely no reason that you have to jump in right now. I honestly feel there's going to be no ships or no items that you're going to absolutely have to have that aren't going to be available in the game later. I mean, and in fact, they've stated this multiple times. And in fact, when you go to buy a ship, there's always the little caption that says, they're selling these ships now to fund the production of the game, and it is, all of these ships will be available in the game for in-game currency. So you're not going to need to buy these ships right now. Some of the things, now here's my pro for the why you want to get it now. Some of the things that I have noticed, though, is the prices of the ships have gone up. A perfect example is the Starfare, which when it originally debuted back when the game was when it was in the Kickstarter, I believe the original purchase price was $175. Currently, the price of the Starfare is $300. So it's gone up by $125 in the course of 2 years of development. So not a huge price increase. I mean, you're looking at about 40% price increase on that ship. Another example would be the Banu Merchantman, which is one of the ships that they've actually just kind of re-released. It's still in its concept phase, from what I understand. They're still working on getting the ship, detailed out, but it's a very large ship. But the price of the Merchantman originally was $250 US, and currently in the sale that they're having right now on the website, the price is $350. I think it's $300 for the what do they call it? The War Bond version. Let's see, the Merchantman, yeah, $350 and $300 for the War Bond edition. So the prices have gone up. $100 for the Merchantman, $125 for the Starfarer, and there's other examples out there of ships that have gone up. So if you are looking at basically getting into this game, it is probably a better idea to get in sooner rather than later, and save yourself some money on some of the ships. I'm not saying all of them are going to go up. In fact, I think most of the starter ships are going to stay pretty much right around where they're at. I think these larger ships like the Starfarer and the Merchantman have gone up, mostly due to the fact that the original concept of the ships was smaller, or at least their initial idea for the ships was smaller, and as they kind of drew out and flushed out these ships got to a lot larger size and a lot larger kind of weaponry and everything else. So they had to kind of adjust those prices accordingly. Since these ships were kind of more early adopter ships. I think the Manu Merchantman was first offered, I believe it was at the first anniversary sale. So it would have been 2014, the November. Anyways, as they've kind of progressed in the game, as I said, as they've been developing the game out and actually building these ships for the in-game, flight, I think they realized, hey, we need to build this ship bigger, so we're going to need to probably sell it for a little bit more. That might not be the case. This is speculation on my part. That's why I think they've gone up. So the pro here is buy if you think you're going to want to play the game down the road. If it seems like it's something that interests you and you have the money to do it, I would purchase a package. Don't just get a single ship, because a single ship does not get you the game. It only gets you that single ship. It's really meant for once you have a package, that's when you would buy a single ship to kind of augment what you already have. But the packages are fairly inexpensive. You can see the packages on their store page. And they have them, as soon as you click on the store page, you're looking at the Aurora starter package. You can click the over button, and there's the Mustang Alpha starter package, and they're $45. That gets you the game. That gets you the Star Citizen MMO online game. It does not get you the single player Squadron 42 game at this point. Previously, they actually bundled them together, but they separated those last year sometime. So I would highly recommend, if you're thinking about picking up a starter package for 45 or for 50 or whatever. They have some bigger starter packages, and you can look at all the game packages here on the website, like the Stalker, which is the Avenger ship, which is a really good ship. It's one of the ones that I have, and I think it's probably going to be one of the best ships in the game, just kind of a good multi-purpose ship. Anyways, purchasing the game now is probably going to be a cheaper way to go than down the road. Like I said, these starter packages are probably not going to go up. I highly doubt that the 45 is going to change. It might go up to $50 or $60. So you still are going to possibly save yourself some money. The other thing is wait for a sale. Normally the starter packages don't go on sale, but they do sometimes, and they do generally go on sale around November, at the end of November, when they have their anniversary sale, and sometimes over the summer. So wait for a sale. There's absolutely no reason you need to buy the game right now, unless you really want to get in there and mess around with the alpha version, which, as you can probably tell from most of the people that you've seen playing or talked to that have played, there's not a lot to it right now, not yet. And that kind of brings me to my next point about why you might want to wait, but why you might want to purchase now, which is the version 3.0. Version 3.0 is supposed to be out, I believe, as their production schedule says right now, at the end of June. Now, that can obviously change. It could end up being July. It could end up being August. We don't know. But right now, it's scheduled for June. So if you purchased now, you would be able to get into 3.0. And the big difference between what we're playing now in Alpha and 3.0 is going to be the planet side stuff. They're going to be adding like cargo interactions and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot more of a game than it is right now. Really, the main things that you're going to do right now in the game is fly your ship around if it's production ready. You're going to shoot at pirates. You're going to maybe find some stuff in outer space, like weapons and stuff like that. You're going to be able to buy guns, armor, stuff like that. But there's not a lot to the game right now. There, you can earn a little bit of in-game money, but all that, obviously, since it's alpha, is going to be wiped, and it usually gets wiped as they come out with the next iteration of the game. So I would say this is a good reason that you might want to wait at least a little bit, a month or two, because the closer we get to June and the closer we get to 3.0, we're going to know exactly what's going to be in that first iteration of 3.0 and then beyond. And they publish all of this stuff on their website, which is really cool because you can see exactly where the development process and cycle is, and what iterations they're working on, and what features they're working on in the next iterations. So they're not hiding anything, and that's, to me, one of the best things about this game. And if that is something you're interested in other words, watching the actual production of a game, then absolutely jump in at the game at this point, because really that's, to me, the more interesting part than actually playing the game right now. Playing the game is kind of fun, but like I said, there's not a lot to it. It's actually really interesting to watch the development of the game instead. And that brings me to another point that you might want to check out, is the forums, which is now called Spectrum, and that's their basically forum and chat. And this is going to be all, the cool thing about with Spectrum is it's all going to be integrated with the game. So all of the posts and chats and stuff, you're going to be able to bring those things up in game eventually. And that's why they basically reworked this. And it did tick a lot of people off because they liked kind of the old forum system. But I think in the long run, this is going to be a really cool feature that you don't see in other games. I mean, you don't see many things where you're able to, access forums and or chat and different kind of external things from either the website or actually when you're in the game. So that's going to be kind of a cool thing. But I would highly recommend, if you're interested in the game at all, check out the forums. I mean, you're going to get a great idea of kind of what's going on in the game. I mean, just looking at the forums now, they've got, people talking about the Banu and ships that we were looking at on the front page, stuff like that. You're going to get a good idea of kind of what's going on. And yes, of course, as with any game, there's going to be negative and there's going to be positive. There's going to be people that are singing their praises, and there's going to be people that are going to tell you that, oh, this is the worst game ever and it's never going to come out and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, take all of that with a grain of salt. I mean, look at it, from your perspective. The way I look at it is, hey, if you have the money to join and jump in a game like this, it's actually not a bad I wouldn't say investment, but proposition for kind of gameplay and actually learning how these games are being developed. Because if you really dig into it, they tell you exactly pretty much what they're doing. I mean, you're not going to see line by line code, but you're going to see, if you watch a lot of the weekly shows, they have a Bug Smashers. Or they used to have the Bug Smash. I haven't seen that one in a while. I don't know if they canceled that one, but they have other popular shows that they basically showcase what they're working on. So it's a very open development. I mean, we don't get that with Electronic Arts or any of the other really big software companies. You don't see what they're working on. It just one day there's a game that's magically there. So it is a little bit frustrating for some people who aren't used to that. But if you're interested, that's actually really cool. So a couple other things I'll go over real quick. I don't want to get this video too long, and I don't want to bore you guys out of your minds, but I'm trying to kind of help you, at least pick out what you want to do. And like I said, the reasons you might want to wait, the reasons you might want to pick the game up right now. The other thing is, when you do purchase something, when you do purchase a package, make sure you keep your options open. And what I mean by that is, if you watched my CCU video, I actually gave out some information on there about what you want to do as far as CCU. And CCU stands for Cross Chassis Upgrades. What that means is you can turn one of your ships into another ship. And generally, this can be free. In other words, if I look under the ships, let's go into the ship upgrades. Let's say I bought the starter package with the Avenger that we were looking at. Let's say I bought that ship. It doesn't even show up on here. Let's say I bought the Aurora ES. That was the beginner starter package for $20. That's how much the ship costs. The package, I think, was $45, right? Let's actually look at the oh, there we go. That wasn't, the button wasn't even showing up. So you can uncheck my ships and check my ships. So what you want to look for is, like, let's say we've got the Avenger. And this is basically how the upgrade system works. You look for the ship that you have. This is loading super slow for some reason. Okay, there's the Avenger Titan, which is the cargo variant, which wasn't the one from that package. But anyways, from the ship upgrade page, you pick the ship that you have, and then you pick the ship that you want to upgrade to. Now, here's the cool part. Let's say I want to go from this Avenger Titan to this Mustang Gamma. That's only $5. And there's plenty of them on here that are actually free. So if I had, let's say, the 300i is perfect example. If I had the 300i and I wanted the Mustang Gamma, it doesn't cost me anything. I buy it, I add it to my cart, I purchase that, I leave that in my hangar, in my inventory hangar, and what that does is at any later time that I want to buy, I realize, oh, I love this Mustang Gamma, I'm going to keep that ship. At any time, I can then use that cross-chassis upgrade to turn my 300i that I already have in my hangar into a Mustang Gamma. The cool thing about that, and the other thing that you want to do with that, is make sure that you buy the reverse. In other words, you want to make sure that, okay, I have that Gamma now, but I might want to go back to my 300i. So you buy the reverse package, or the reverse CCU, to your original package state, basically. So you would go in here and you would go down to the Gamma. Oh, that's the Omega. Oh, it's not gonna. I gotta pick something different over here. I'll just switch these around. Oh, it's not available right now. That's probably why it's not letting me pick it. But basically, you buy that in reverse. So you'd buy the Mustang Gamma or Omega or whatever, and then switch it out for the other ship, the 300i, or buy a bunch of different ones. I mean, as you can see, there's a lot at the same price ranges. And if you're interested, check out my CCU video, because I kind of talked a little bit more detail about how to do that and how to do that with some of the higher level ships. Really what you look for are things in the same price range. So you see, like right here, there's two in the $55 price range. There's the Avengers Stalker, 60, 315, 70. I think the Gladius is 90, 100, 110. So you want to buy things and get those cross chassis upgrades in the same price range, because it keeps your options open. And that's a huge selling point for me on the game. I don't know what the heck I'm going to want to fly. The game, I think, is still way too early in development to say, oh, for sure, I want to fly an Aurora or a Mustang or something. I don't know. I might enjoy one over the other, but why not leave my options open? Like I said, buy that cross chassis upgrade from the ship that you have to the new ship. Don't apply it unless you want to, but make sure you buy that reverse as well. And the thing to keep in mind, and the thing to keep track of on these, is during sales, certain ships will show up in this upgrade section that don't normally show up. So if there's a sale for something, like right now they have the Banu Merchantman and the Defender, you'll actually see those right here as possibilities to upgrade your ship to. So if you had a $185 ship, you'd be able to cross chassis upgrade it for free and not pay anything. And then, like I said, buy that reverse. So that's something to keep in mind, and make sure that you don't, kind of limit yourself. Don't just buy the one ship. Buy the one ship, get the cross chassis upgrade stuff for free. There's no reason not to. And in fact, even if you don't have, even if you don't have a high value purchase value, high value ship, you can still buy the cross chassis upgrades for those ships. It's not letting me do it, probably because I'm not logged in right now, but you can actually buy like a $350 cross chassis Merchantman to a $350, it will be the Merchantman Endeavor to a Merchantman, something like that. You'd be able to buy those cross chassis upgrades. Like I said, check out my other video on the CCUs. That'll explain a little bit more on how to do this. But really, the main goal is to keep those options open. Don't limit yourself. So the other thing is, last thing that I'll go over is basically, like I said, kind of throughout the video, is check their website. Their website has a ton of information on it, and that's why I usually try to show the website while I'm talking about these videos. I'll throw in other clips and stuff, but the website usually has, the most information, and it's, I wouldn't say the best website, but they do a pretty good job. So you can check out, like, the first post that you'll see once you're logged into your account is going to be like this right now, is going to be the Banu Defender. And that's going to be talking about, what the new Banu ship looks like. That's the Merchantman right there. Different talking about different things about what they're working on. They also usually, for most of these, they'll throw in videos and stuff too, so you get to watch the videos on kind of what's going on with the game. It's really cool because, like I said, it's always good to know where they are in a game rather than just, a game appears in front of you from EA, or they put out their, hype train of videos on Battlefront 2 or something, right? Even though Battlefront 1 I got and I played for probably, I don't know, 10 days, and then I just got bored with it. None of my friends were playing anymore. Everybody was just kind of bored with it. So I don't know. It's up to you, but I think as far as the pros and the cons for me right now would be a kind of a waiting game. If I didn't, I already have my game purchased, and I purchased them a couple years ago. So I've been in this game for a while. But right now, I'd say you're probably good to wait at least a month or two till it gets closer to June, and you can see exactly what's going to be in 3.0. If you're really interested in that, check out the website. Sign up for an account, and I'll link my referral code below. If you use my referral code, you actually get a free 5,000 credits for when the game actually does go live, and I get 5,000 credits and some goodies, which is another reason why if you're one of the first people of like a group of your friends to get into the game, make sure you go on there and get your referral code to give to them so that when they sign up for the game, and if they purchase, a starter package or something, you actually get referral credits, and you'll get little goodies. They get like there is one or two ships. There's also like a little golf cart that you get, stuff like that. I mean, it's usually just kind of fluff stuff. There's nothing really major that you're going to get from the referral codes, but it is kind of cool, and you get a little bit of in-game money. So when the game starts, you'll have a little bit of a leg up. So definitely use referral codes. If you ever got referral codes and, you can give them out to your friends, you're going to make a little bit of in-game money right off the bat. But I would say at this point in time, you're probably safe to wait a little bit. But as that June date approaches, the end of June, hopefully we get version 3.0, you're going to see, I have a feeling you're going to see a very large influx of people getting this game, which means the developers, CIG, might increase the price of some of the ships. I don't, obviously this is all speculation. I don't work for CIG. I'm just speculating on what I've seen so far. As they get a larger influx of people purchasing the games, you might see those prices, at least of the starter packages and some of the bigger ships, like I mentioned before, as they're developing, that are going to get larger and larger. So definitely check it out. Something to at least keep your eye on. And if you're interested in purchasing the game, go ahead and make that purchase. If you want to wait, I absolutely think you have time to wait to get the game. A lot of people, as I've said, a lot of people might see that 3.0 and then say, this game isn't for me. Because that's, to me, really the version 3.0 is going to be kind of the telling moment. It's really going to tell people whether it's going to be a fun game for them with all this development and everything that they've put into this game, or I can get that with another game. Elite Dangerous, I mean, there's a lot of other, especially now, it seems like there's a lot of other space games that have come out in the last year or two, that you have your options kind of open. So wait till it gets closer to 3.0. Wait and see if that's going to be something for you, and read about the development that's coming up. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Like I said, with the planet side landing, you're going to be able to go on these planets. You're going to be able to kind of explore, though there's not going to be much to find, or initially there's not going to be a lot on those planets. It'll still be interesting to be able to go down to those planets, and I think that's something that a lot of the people that are playing the game have been kind of chomping at the bit waiting for, is that whole planet experience. So it'll be interesting. And if you guys are interested in my videos, I'm trying to make a lot more of these Star Citizen videos. If you're interested in my videos, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more of these Star Citizen videos, along with some new tech videos. And like I said, if you're interested, subscribe. My channel is going to be going through a little bit of a rework here pretty soon, because I'm going to be, like I said, talking about tech stuff. I'm going to be talking about games. I'm going to be talking about a lot of new features and new like technologies that are coming out. Hopefully, maybe even things to do with the self-driving cars, which I'm really interested in. I have a really long commute to my work, so this is something that's hopefully going to save me a lot of headache. And possibly time and possibly not getting killed on my way into work. So, anyways, if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Later, guys.